Hello to the world. This is Bourbon Jackson, auction therapy consultant and human suppression educator. Tonight I'm going to keep it very simple. My topic is on anxiety. Anxiety, this is a condition right now that is plaguing the entire world. People are suffering from panic attacks. Just schizophrenia, uh, fearful. Just feeling all fearful and it's taking control of your life. For those who don't know me, once again, my name is Bourbon Jackson, and back in 2010, I was able to eradicate the HSV1 oral herpes from my lip. That was 2 years ago. I did that. I've also been able to eradicate black mold. I was exposed to black mold in my apartment earlier this year, and I was able to eradicate that from my body. Um, so it just ever since I learned how to cure different conditions, I began to experience these conditions in my own life, and every time I had to take charge and heal my own body. So I want to talk to you out there that's having anxiety. Um, I used to have this condition. I was about 25. I am now 36. But at 25, I just kind of want to reflect back to that time or that era in my life. At 25, I began to have anxiety attacks to the point where it was strange. It's like I was afraid to drive my own car. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been driving my car forever. And then all of a sudden one day I was afraid to drive my own car. Or if I would drive my own car, I would, hold the steering wheel very tightly and just be nervous about wrecking the car. And it was driving me crazy. Even if I went to the mall, it would feel like I was going to have a panic attack and fall out. Going down the stairs, simple things that I had been doing all my life, now became very hard to me. Um, and I knew I couldn't live like this. Well, at the time, I had a mentor named Tony Robinson, and I bought one of his self-help videos. And no, this is not about a self-help video at all, okay? But I bought one of his self-help programs, and one thing I learned in there is that if you want to feel well, you need to um, cleanse your body out. And I began to do that, and I'm telling you, within no time, the anxiety that I was experiencing left, and I haven't, have not experienced one of those type of panic attacks again. I now drive my car. I was just recently down in Florida for 5 days on a 5-day vacation with my family, and I drove down there and drove back, and so there was no such thing as I was afraid to drive my car at all. I go to malls, I walk downstairs, I'm fine, But what I can tell you right now from the work that I'm doing right now over here, people have been eradicated from herpes, genital herpes, oral herpes, eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, and the main thing that I see is that when they change their diet, when they come off the man-made garbage, when they come off that man-made garbage, they begin to heal their bodies. Eczema leave, psoriasis leave, celiac disease to leave, eczema. I can just keep going on and on. People having learning disorders that leave. I've heard people tell me that they'll begin to see different body parts that was not growing before is beginning to grow because we're giving the body back what it needs. When I was in my 20s, I didn't understand when someone who was older than me would say, the body is out of balance. That was like, what are you talking about? But now at 36, I've been into the health and wellness field now since I was about 15, but never on this side of it. It was always on the weight training side of things. But now, since I've become an auction therapy consultant, I begin to study everything that your U.S. schooling is not going to teach us. It's not designed to educate us. Schooling is not designed to create what I call critical thinkers. They're only looking for obedient workers. But anyway, I was able to cure myself of anxiety when I changed my diet. And if you have a pen, I'm going to tell you right now some of the biggest I would say, biggest foods out there that is causing you to have anxiety attacks. Um, One of the biggest foods out there is dairy products. All dairy products, anything that's made with dairy, is not for us. Number one, dairy products is for cows. It's not for you. Okay, I mean, how would it look? If a baby calf was coming to a female woman to consume her milk, that would not look right. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. We're giving our babies, cow's milk and all this other stuff, and the baby's getting sick. Uh, the main problem that you're having when you're having anxiety attacks, and you will hear me say this all the time, I can't stress this enough. I'm always telling my members that, look, you have to heal the gut. Your gut is off. Your gut flora is gone. Okay, and every condition, at least 95% of all disease and condition starts in the gut lining. Well, the gut is your first brain. The brain up here is your second brain. Uh, it's the gut that produces the serotonin that makes you feel well. Well, when you have an anxiety attack, your gut is not in the right position, so therefore it's sending all these different strain signals to your brain. But what's really going on is that you have a condition called leaky gut, and with that condition called leaky gut, you have all of your bodily waste, you have food particles, you have a lot of trash. It's going down in your bloodstream, and what it's doing, it is poisoning your blood, which is also poisoning your cells. Okay, so the gut the gut is the problem here. Um, Now, I can tell you from experience is that this leaky gut condition that is causing your anxiety, if you do not correct this leaky gut condition, it's going to lead to eczema, which is going to lead to more anxiety. It's going to lead to celiac disease, which is going to produce more anxiety. It's going to produce a series of other chronic conditions that will cause you to have inflammation throughout your entire body. Joint pain is caused by inflammation that starts in the gut. All inflammation, it starts in the gut and it travels throughout the entire body. What I can tell you is that you must come off all dairy products. Number one, you must leave all vegetable oils alone. Medication is one of the biggest products out there that cause you to have anxiety attack because number one, medication, it messes with the gut flora or it tears the gut lining up. Say, give me an example of what's going on here. Let's say this right here is the intestinal lining. Okay, this is right here is the intestinal lining, and let's say this in here is the food that comes in and breaks down, and your bodily waste. Everything is coming through the intestinal lining. Well, on the outside of the intestinal lining, you have these small holes here. Okay, how small holes? And those small holes are there to push the digested food out into your bloodstream to feed you. Okay, now what's happening is that those same holes, very tiny holes there, that are there to feed you your nutrition. Once everything's been broken down inside the gut, those small holes now they become bigger. They became bigger because your intestinal lining, your bowels is blocked up based on the food you're eating. You're blocking your bowels up, and that's making the holes have to stretch out and get bigger. Plus, with all that undigested food inside your gut, it becomes a weight or a burden to your intestinal lining. And when it becomes a burden to your intestinal lining, of course, the intestinal lining just like little pipes. They begin to leak or begin to sink down. When they're sinking down, you're making those small holes here a lot bigger. Now they're so big that now you have a whole peanut leaking down in your bloodstream. You have your nutrition, your vitamins that you're taking leaking down in your bloodstream. And the key thing here is that none of these food products have not been properly digested. Now you have your bodily waste that should be in the toilet leaking down in your bloodstream. And when that happens, the immunity is like a machine gun and it's going to attack these food particles as if they are living parasites and viruses, okay? Because nothing belongs down here in your immune system, okay? That's your army, okay? Only if anything get down there, it's going to attack it, okay? Bottom line. So, number one, a couple of things you have to do right now to stop your anxiety. All dairy must come to a cease. All wheat products, anything made with wheat, must come to a cease. Alcohol consumption must come to a cease. Your medications, a lot of those medications are causing, not a lot, but all of them are causing you to have a gut problem, because medication, it messes up the gut flora. Okay, so that's the problem right there. That's the problem. I can tell you right now, myself personally, you know, having anxiety when I was 25 years old for about a year, that condition would drive you crazy, because when you start having unreal reality, or you begin to think that there are things there in front of you that don't exist, it's because your entire body, people listen, your entire body has been poisoned, which is called an auto intoxication. Okay, auto intoxication is you poisoning your own system. All right, I know how to cure this condition, but those are the main foods that you must come off forever if you want to stop your anxiety attacks. If you have any questions, do feel free to give me a call or go to my website at www.arealherpescure.com and give me a call on my support page. This is Bourbon Jackson on a mission to educate first and heal the world second. Knowledge is only power when it's applied.
Yeah, baby! It's summertime, love. Summertime. Bourbon Jackson. 2020, baby. You know what? It's June. You know what? It's almost July. It's summertime. And if you're out there and you don't mind getting down with it, let's go, baby.